welcome back to your podcast. We're your hosts.
I'm Beth Anne.
And I'm Kaylee.
And we're just kidding. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Beth Anne. And we're so glad you're here. Been holding my toes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Emotional support toes.
You know what I mean?
I do. I have not had a pedicure since...
Kaylee.
I'm not kidding. We're coming up on Uno Año.
Uno Año?
Uno Año. I'm not kidding. Do you remember that time that me, you, and Lenny went and got pedicures and then we went to Tlac, the Mexican restaurant, and had the most unique experience ever? That was the last pedicure I got, you guys. I'm not kidding.
What
I have to go.
Do you have anything on?
That was
was his last. Lenny said that was his last pedicure too. Yeah, y'all are sick.
No,
because I'd be going, but also I haven't been going. I will say I need to give props to honestly anyone who does my toes ever. They end up just really staying on.
I will say you've kind of embraced the long toenail like vibe on them.
The grown out look.
You've kind of embraced the grown out look. Really, just
let me pick your brain.
When they shape your toenails, they do it kind of like they're doing a square on the fingernail.
That's what Kendall told me. She's like, "Do you have fake toenails?" I'm like,
yeah.
"No." But my nails, hair, I mean, yeah, my hair, but like nails
grow so fast.
But
it's just funny that they don't cut it all the way.
I literally just want to say I'm sorry for the middle of my sentence interrupting the beginning of yours.
Okay, no worries. Please.
No, I knew that my big toenail was too long yesterday when it actually like got almost stuck on the lip of my shoe. Like I went to go put my shoe in, and it almost my toenail gripped the back of my shoe. I can't explain it.
Your toenails got some grip on them.
No, but you just have to see what I'm talking about. And I literally like said to myself, I was home alone. I was like, okay, like out loud, like they're way too long. And then it chipped, like it cracked. I'm like, okay, long enough for the toenail to crack.
I have to tell you what I was doing this morning and when I spoke to myself.
I feel like you had a morning without me.
I woke up, and let me just tell you how I've been feeling recently. I've been
nauseous.
Yes.
Me too. Dizzy.
And like I can't go back to sleep because then I just wake up even more disoriented. And I feel like I really haven't been resting. Or if I do wake up, say I wake up at some, and I really just want to wait. I want to get up at 8. The 7 to 8 time frame, I'm having
anxiety
wonky
city
dreams.
Yeah.
I literally had a dream a couple nights ago that we were back at our old house. And we were walking like a donkey in the backyard into the lake.
Obsessed?
I don't know what anything means.
Ever.
As long as I'm not having naked dreams anymore, like I am happy.
And you're not?
And I'm not. Praise be. No, seriously, praise be. But anyway, I woke up this morning and I just thought, okay, I'm up.
What time?
Like I'm sleepy, but I'm up. Maybe like 7 or 7:30, but I didn't stand up until 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have nothing to feel bad about.
Okay, I wasn't going to feel bad about just because, like, just been exhausted.
Yeah, I need the rest. I was up, like, watching our Flicks and Feels pick last night.
So was
we
I.
both were Snapchatting each other crying. It was sweet. But so I got up and I just started doing some things for Mini Waters. If you're new here to your podcast or you're new here to Kaylee and Beth, we are launching a faith-based apparel brand, Mini Waters, and we have a custom hoodie, custom joggers. We'll be wearing them on the next episode, and they are launching June 15th.
That. Picking my OOTD for me.
Yes, you're so
Kay.
welcome. Launching June 15th. So more details will come. Make sure that you follow us on all of our socials so you don't miss the launch. We only have limited stock. I mean, we can't dress the whole world. So anyway.
First come, first might get served.
Correct.
We were served Kilwin's ice cream last night.
Beth Anne, I haven't even gotten to finish what I was going to say about this morning.
You're going to finish it right now.
Okay.
I was just saying that, though.
I was going to say about talking to myself.
Yes.
I was on my phone doing a Canva, and like, Lord knows.
So I've noticed 2 things you've done. That lady on TikTok, what's her name? Mel Robbins. Oh, no, you did do right. You woke up first time. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, she always says, like, don't sleep past the alarm. Like, the alarm goes off, you get up. the second thing was like the phone.
Yeah.
Like gripping the phone too early.
It's hard when you have work to be done.
On the phone.
On the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
I had
so
to
you
grip
gripped the phone.
I don't scroll in the morning. I care about my mental health. So I don't scroll.
Of course. It actually upsets me.
Beyond belief and sets
Like,
me
it
up for
makes me
failure
feel
for my
depressed.
entire day. So I went to Canva and I did something constructive with my time. Thank you for the call out.
Guaranteed, Kaylee.
And I was walking to the bathroom and I literally face planted into the wall because I just was looking down at my
When
phone.
that happened?
I wasn't like gauging where a door frame was. And I went to the wall and I like boosted the bridge of my nose and I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm not paying attention."
You said
like to myself. And then I was like, oh,
Kaylee, you're so funny. I still want to know what it feels like inside your body.
I've always wanted to know.
Kaylee and I, we're twins. So we grew up together and stuff, never lived apart. And we used to ask each other all the time, what does it feel like inside your body? And I'd be like, wait, I feel like we've talked about this on the food.
We have.
Okay. Well, it just makes me feel, whenever you say that you're tired or that you're sleepy or that you ran into the wall and like that things happen to you. Because I'm like,
Things
like,
happen.
I want to be there for you and your feelings and like your mind and your thoughts and your heart.
I know. And I
want to take things
to
from
be
you.
there with you last night. We were watching Instant Family, which was such a heartwarming
Such
flick.
a joy.
If you're new here to your podcast, we have a movie segment called Flicks and Feels where every week we watch a new movie and we have you guys write into us at yourpudcast@gmail.com or we choose a movie for all of us to watch. This last week we watched Instant Family on Netflix and with Mark Wahlberg. Mm-hmm. It was such a good one.
I just thought that him and his actor wife were like those two actors, 'cause I don't know her name in real life.
We're so compatible.
So phenomenal together.
Same.
And then the lady, the porch.
Yes,
the porch.
The end. She's from Ice Princess.
We don't have to be. I was going to get worried that we were done with banter when we've already moved on. We don't have to be done with banter. But I did want to discuss because love her and could not put my finger on where she was from. Ice Princess.
She was the mom in Ice Princess.
She is so funny. Always
So
has
funny.
been, always will be. I thought that movie had the perfect amount of seriousness and laughter. And I didn't even want to be on my phone while I was watching it because I wanted to see the different facial expressions and the looks that, the two adoption ladies.
What do you call them?
I don't know, but what were their names?
They were Robin? Well, it doesn't matter.
It's like so crazy how you forget things.
Well,
the two ladies, I thought their relationship was hilarious. Oh my gosh, how about whenever he said, who's that weirdo over there? Like, looks like she's been chained up to a radiator all her life. Oh, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
And
we don't have a radiator or something.
I've
like
never
that.
had
Just
a
like
radiator.
Something stupid. But I was also dying with
gangsters.
After the parents showed up at the high school and were roughing up on the kid that they thought was
Jacob.
texting.
That gave me so much anxiety.
So much
the
anxiety.
whole time.
Felt so bad for Charlie.
Yeah.
Full circle because I think he actually did end up with her at the end of the movie. They kind of show you that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and they end up going to jail because they assault him and the other kid. And when they get home, the grandma is like, "Oh, here's my two gangsters."
Because they'd gone to jail.
Oh my
And I love
gosh.
her. What is her name?
Don't know. She was
In
so
real
funny.
life.
She's been in some good things that we've watched.
Oh my gosh, if
They're
you're
really
watching
funny.
right now, please look at Fiona and Tommy.
Oh, she opened her mouth for him to lick it.
They're being some munches.
He's licking her eye sockets right now.
That's what he does.
He licks her eye boogers.
Yeah. No, I've noticed.
And she lets him.
Mm-hmm. So, when we were talking about like things being grown out, like toenails,
Uh-huh.
how do you feel about like the grown out look on hair?
I don't love it.
Okay. Because
mine's grown out.
No.
I mean, it's a little, but it's not bothering me right
No, it's not bad at all. We're about to be in the sun.
now. The way that Lauren does her highlights, it just grows seamlessly.
it grows
I'm not
seamlessly,
worried about
especially
it.
when you're in the sun, like everything's fine.
Yeah.
No, but you did the shadow root,
Not this last time.
but the one before.
Uh-huh.
How did you feel?
Good.
But you prefer still highlights. I just feel like if
It
I'm
just
going to
depends
get
on the time of year. Yeah, if you're going to get highlights or if you're going to get your hair done, you want it brighter, just have
Yeah.
it bright from the root.
Yeah, because something about going darker makes me feel like I can do it at Sally's. Like, I always need to go darker. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Fiona's pawing us.
I feel like I've thrown you off kilt.
You did.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me.
I think I was going to say something else about Instant Family. I love Lita so much.
Mm-hmm.
Lita.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I felt like I had seen it before.
So I felt that way too, mainly because the two adoption ladies.
I think it was a long time ago that we saw it.
And we might not have paid close attention. But that's how I felt about the last movie also.
I don't know. It was such a good one, though.
It was such a good one.
Loved Instant Family. This week, one of you guys wrote in, and actually I've already watched it with Gage a couple weeks ago, but Beth Anne hasn't watched it. We're going to watch Nonnas on Netflix. Okay. Also such a good one. I'll rewatch it with you this week. It's about this
Don't
guy.
even bother. Like, I don't have time to sit down and watch a movie anymore. We're just going to have to watch it, like, on the treadmill.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. This guy who opens a restaurant, gets his friends help, and he wants Nonnas, which is the Italian grandma, I think it's the Italian word for grandma, to be the cooks. And just authentic Italian homemade
I need
food.
a bite.
Yeah.
Literally what I told Anith last night. I am craving something that is so bad, and I never crave that.
What?
I'm ready for pasta.
I know what you mean.
It sounds so good. I'm trying to think what
I was wanting it this week. You know the night that me and Gage made breakfast for dinner?
You want a pasta?
I want a pasta.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to go to Provino's tonight, but it's too much of a drive, isn't it? Kind of.
Not necessary. It's an hour.
I know.
And like we could just be right here in Athens.
Sorry, I said anything.
That's okay, but
like, does anyone know about Provino's? First of all, go on your birthday. It's free. Your meal's free. And it's not super expensive, but it's more than just fast food. So
it's more than it used to be.
It really counts to get a free meal there. Bottomless salad. Even if you don't like salad, if you're not a salad lover, you will love this salad. And cannelloni Genovese for your troubles. If you need an order recommendation for
your troubles, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm concerned about something.
Your mic.
My mic.
You're always concerned about your mic.
I'm always. It's pointing over my left shoulder, not even close to my mouth.
Lanage. Y'all, whenever
Lanage.
I'll have my headphones on at the gym and it reads out to me like notifications. And if you're an OJ, like I always refer to Laneith as Laneige. It's just like something. Before we learned that the actual name is like Laneige or something.
It's going to be scratchy because I was doing this last week and it was scratchy on him. I'm just going to hope and pray that this stays where it needs to. It's not, but I hope y'all can hear me.
Kaylee,
blink once if you can hear me. Okay. Did you listen to last week's episode? I did. Do you remember when I was trying to play with the mic?
It was so scratchy.
So scratchy. So I apologize. We're just going to leave that right there. Hope for the best. I apologize to anybody that heard the scratch last week. It is still a work in progress over here at Your Pud. We're doing the best that we can. It's all that we can do.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Where were we?
I have no idea.
Oh, I was just making a funny statement about like I'll have my headphones on at the gym and it reads out to me the notification. So it's really funny when Kaylee will text me something like it'll say the emojis like laughing emoji, ha 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 ha, whatever it is. And but it always pronounces Laneige's name as Lanage. Text from Lanage.
That's so funny. I plugged in my Apple Watch for the first time in a couple years the other day because I lost my charger to my Ultrahuman ring, so I haven't had that.
That's so
ordered
irresponsible.
a new one. No, Beth Anne, I think it got stolen. Because where is it?
Who stole it?
Somebody, probably the same one that stole my zapatos off the front porch.
Yeah.
If I knew anything, I have a new one coming to Gage's house on Sunday. It was supposed to deliver Friday, and it said Friday, and then when I clicked place order, it said Sunday. You're bamboozling me.
I'm frustrated.
Okay.
Kay and I, what's today? Thursday? So when this episode goes live on Tuesday, I think that we'll be on the way to Nashville, possibly. I think we're doing the CMA Fest. There's a couple things that are up in the air with that. However, I was ordering some things from Nordstrom that I really wanted to wear, like these really cute cowgirl boots. They were Steve Madden. and this cute little hat. Basically, half of my order was available for me to pay. Like, it was just $12, like pay $12 to get it in 2 days. So I ordered it yesterday. It's going to be here tomorrow. Fire. But then the other half of my order, like, wasn't eligible to like pay for shipping. I don't know what the deal is on that, like where it's coming from. But now it's saying it's not going to get here until Wednesday, June 4th.
And Wednesday, June 4th, we'd already be in Nash Vegas.
I'm upset. 50,000 on my head is
Disrespect.
disrespect.
It is. Yeah. Well, whatever happens, we know is just meant to happen.
God's plan. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
God's plan.
I get it sometimes I don't. Hey, wait, help. Sometimes I don't.
Hey.
Wait,
I can't remember God's plan right now.
Me
God's
either.
plan.
That's kind of how I feel like most days. Wait, hey, what's your plan?
You know, for Brice Advice today, that's kind of the theme is God's plan.
Okay.
Everything
Well,
is.
there's the title. God's
plan. This week, for Flicks and Feels, we're watching Nonnas. It's on Netflix. Can't wait. Let's move into Say It With Your Chest. I feel like
Okay.
we're kind of moving out of order today, but that's all right. I was thinking about this.
Oh, I
during
got it. I've been moving, calm, no start, no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Oh, it's all right.
Don't pull up at 6 p.m. and cuddle with
no,
me.
they can pull up at 6 p.m.
Oh.
Don't pull up at 6 a.m.
Oh.
You know how I like it when
cuddling
you...
at 6 a.m. Beginning of a work day. Silly.
Do you want to keep
Silly.
going or no?
Yeah, what's the next part?
Okay. You know how I like it when you loving on me.
Hey.
I don't want to die for them to miss me.
Miss me.
Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me.
We're going to get copyrighted.
Yeah.
They think we're Dre.
I hold back sometimes I don't. Yay.
Hey.
I feel good sometimes I don't.
Whoa.
Hey. And then it gets just too much for me.
Okay. It gets a little explicit.
Yeah.
Well,
It's literally like God's plan, and then it's like S-H-I-T.
oh my gosh, I know.
S-H-I-T isn't that bad if we're ranking them.
If we're ranking them, okay, the easiest one to get away with is HE double hockey sticks.
For sure.
If we're ranking them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we were trying to justify saying cuss words when we were little, and we'd be like, HE double hockey. We'd be like, that's a place. Hell is a place.
Oh, yeah.
And we're
anything
like,
just to say a
A
cuss
dam
word.
is on a river.
Yeah. I know Pastor Carlos was referring to a dam in his sermon the other day. And
This is gonna be funny.
I got so distracted by it. Like, I'm 24, grow up.
Grow up.
Pastor can stand up there and say damn. He's not adding the end to it.
Right.
So,
I know. Isn't that interesting?
no, literally.
I was thinking about this during Pilates yesterday.
Oh my gosh. You
When
didn't
I
tell
was
me anything that you
shaking
were
and
thinking
burning.
about.
I know, because I was saving it for the food.
Mm-hmm.
I was shaking and burning.
Mm-hmm.
Itching and burning. Itching
I was
and
going
burning.
to say, how's
shaking
that
and burning.
pH?
No, my legs were shaking and burning.
Same.
And all I was thinking when we were in that low lunge, pulsing it out for 5, 4, 3. We're gonna hold a low lunge for an extra 2. Come all the way back up.
I'm
range
not
of
in the
motion.
mood.
I was begging to get back in a plank.
Really?
When in your life have you just wanted to grab a plank so bad? Never. In the middle of a Pilates
When the lunge
class.
gets too bad.
Holy crap! Or like the arm. Put me back in a plank.
Don't put me back in a plank. My wrist can't take it.
So true.
It's too much weight to hold
no,
up.
honestly, so true. But
That's real about Pilates. You actually have to build up wrist strength.
I was white knuckling during
Okay.
low lunge, which not necessarily supposed to do. If anything, you're supposed to place your fingertips on the bar.
Yeah, but sometimes
I'm
if you
like-
hold down, you
I'm
can
like-
redirect where you're putting the pressure.
I was looking at you yesterday. Were you trying to redirect to the gluteus maximus?
How did you know what gave it away?
Because she was working.
I'm always redirecting. To
She
the
looked
gluteus
around on
maximus.
him.
You know something that grows for me?
What?
My quads.
Yeah, same.
Like my legs. Like I'm just always, not my glutes.
No, I'm self-aware enough to say, okay, my quads they're sometimes working. My
100%.
glutes,
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is.
genetics.
Like mom kind of has a bubble butt.
Mom has a bubble butt.
And
but
Dad has some big butts on his side. The
Yeah,
familia.
but Dad.
Right.
He's so handsome.
He really is.
He just... Maybe my daughter will have just a really great figure on him.
I
Because
might
Gage
put
kind
my
of has
daughter-
like big cakes.
He does have big cake. I'm gonna put my daughter. Well, no, I always said I couldn't do soccer, but soccer girls have nice
Figures. They have and they're so strong, and they're just, you have to be so athletic to play soccer. Like, I'm sorry. In ranking level of athletic ability, you can play softball and just really not even be athletic. I'm proof.
Kaylee.
I'm proof.
Don't talk about yourself like that.
No,
Kaylee.
sometimes I'm like, I'm athletic when I'm throwing the football. And when I'm on the Stairmaster for 30.
My thoughts on being athletic is you can't just be good at one sport. You
That's the
have to look good doing everything. Like if you, like as a guy, if you look funny throwing a ball, you're not athletic. I don't
Yeah,
really
I
care
agree
how
with
good you
that.
are at basketball. If you can't throw a ball,
You know,
you're not athletic.
I feel like I look better playing basketball.
Oh.
Okay. I look, here's my prime. If I could wear a softball uniform but play basketball, I'd look the best. I look a mess in a basketball uniform, but I look a mess playing softball. So if I could just wear those softball pants, let my quads shine
Yeah. No, I know.
on the basketball court, because I have the flick of the wrist.
I know.
But I don't know.
I never knew how to
I
wear my
felt-
basketball uniform.
No, because if you rolled up, you kind of had a reputation. If you rolled up your shorts, you kind of had a reputation. And you
Poor.
know the ones, because they would wear spandex
Poor.
under their basketball shorts. And then they would tuck the bottom of the short, the bottom hem, into the spandex. For who? For your
So-
mans on the sideline?
I think so. I always had a hard time with the basketball uniforms because it looked like a brick wall waterfall. Girl, you think you know it all.
You don't.
I do.
So poof with your attitude.
Wait,
Come back. You forgot it. Tic-tac. You forgot it.
It was the back for me.
Well, because our rumpus.
I know the
weren't
gluteus
making-
max.
They
I
weren't
know.
working.
So it just.
But for the girls that were working with a gluteus max, yeah.
basketball,
Basketball shorts.
and I didn't know where to.
Oh my gosh, Fiona's
Fiona's being sassy.
being sassy on him.
I didn't know where to have my shorts hit, like above the belly button or below. Like it had to be below.
You get Steve Urkel.
I'm honestly, you get Steve Urkel. I am so stressed out by this conversation.
Okay, actually, we had someone write in for Brice Advice, and let's go ahead and move into it. Hers is more serious than ours, but they're fighting. The essence
Fiona.
of what she was writing in about is feeling like she knew better the whole time she was in a situation, and now that she's out of the situation, she's like, how do I cope with the fact that I actually did know better for so long? And like now I'm happy, but for so long I wasn't. Like I knew that I wasn't. It's not like I just was living in blindness. And it's kind of how I feel about playing sports. Like in the moment, I knew that I wasn't being the best version of myself because I wasn't loving what I was doing, but I just kind of loved like everything that went with it. Like I loved that Dad coached us and I loved spending time with him and I just wanted to like make him proud and happy. But anything I would have done in this life would make him proud and happy. It's just in my mind, like he played baseball. I'm like, I'm going to play softball.
So no, that wasn't me. I actually
You actually did
love
enjoy it. And I love like the camaraderie and I loved it at moments. I think I don't know, my work ethic too, it wasn't what it is now. And we say this all the time. We say if we were the people that we are now, we would have been different back then. But duh, that's how everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how everybody feels about something in life. And we wouldn't be the way we are now if we weren't that then. This takes me back to Say It With Your Chest last week where I was talking about, sometimes not every situation is necessary to shape you. Sometimes that's just what your character would have been 10 toes regardless. But there are things where we wouldn't be in this mindset, I don't think, and living the way we do now if we didn't kind of live in the opposite way at one point.
Well, I would also rather be a little bit defiant and a little bit selfish at ages 16, 17, 18 versus 24.
Yep.
Like, you got to grow out of it.
Yes.
And so I think it's a lot better to just get it out of the way. And I have so much confidence and I feel so happy that I never have to be that version of myself again. It's like a weight off my shoulders. Thank goodness it's over. I can blame it on starting my period at 16. But,
well, I started at 11.
All right. So
I was just a girl.
if I was who I am now back then, I mean, there's just no telling the sky would have been the limit. Like, the work ethic I had, the ability, like, I don't know what got us so down during that time. Like, what made us feel like so incapable, because we were more than capable.
And we had all the encouragement in the world around us.
All the encouragement, all the tools, all the necessary tings to be like so wondrous, but thank goodness it was just a season. And I don't mean one softball season. I mean like a season of life.
No, yeah, it was lots of softball seasons, but it was just one season of life. So this takes us into our first Brice Advice, where she kind of feels similarly about a different situation. She said, this year, I got out of an almost 3-year relationship and have never been happier or felt better in my entire life. That being said, I recently have been struggling with the fact that I let myself get treated poorly for so many years when I knew deep down that this man was not ever going to fulfill me in life. Currently, I love my life. I'm hanging out with my friends more, doing the things I love, and I'm genuinely so happy. I feel like the time I have is valuable, and I want to fill it with the things that are most important to me. While I see this now, I feel like when I was in that relationship, I was so consumed by it that I began to lose myself, the things I enjoy, and my life felt very mundane. Looking back, I knew all along that I didn't want to be with this person, so I cannot seem to understand why I let myself continue to be in a relationship that was only keeping me stagnant. I'm 22, about to turn 23, and I feel like my life is just starting. While I am okay with that, I wish I could have recognized that before, so that way I could have been happier for longer. Do you guys have any advice on how to not dwell on this idea of wasting 3 years of my life? I know I learned so many valuable lessons from it, but I'm still disappointed in myself, as this person made me question my worth and my values as a person. Love you guys. Okay. This is right in hand of what we're talking about, of just why were we that way when we kind of knew there was like, we could have been better in certain ways. All of it comes with age and growth and learning. And you would not be at this level of happiness and this level of mental clarity and contentment in your life if you did not experience all of that.
And you probably wouldn't know the difference. Like, you wouldn't even be able to recognize and enjoy how happy you are and soak up these times now if you didn't have those others to compare it to. I know it sounds so crazy, but it's kind of like, it's almost like saying, I wish I just wouldn't have pooped in my diaper as a kid. Like, why was I just doing that? Like, why did I not just potty train faster? Why was I still pooping in my diaper after they taught me how to potty train?
That's so good, Beth Anne. You're so right. It was just part of it.
Let me sound really smart.
Okay, I'll let you.
You just can't worry about it.
You just can't worry
Designers, 30 minutes designers.
30 minutes designers. You know,
I want you to know it's normal. Miss Kay and I do it.
So normal. And you did not waste 3 years of your life. No. You were learning in those 3 years of your life. And now you can be the absolute best version of you.
And I think we all pick and choose what feels like a setback. You know, like some things we learn and we just like chalk it up, like in school. Like whenever I barely passed accounting, I was just happy that I passed. I didn't really look at it as like, oh, but I wish I would have made a B or an A. Oh my gosh, I was so happy that I just passed the stupid class, you know what I mean? But then I'll think about, I'll be having a great day, go and get my workout done, get a coof, like nothing get me down. And then a memory pops up from like 6 years ago, whatever. And it just ruins my day. Not actually, but like totally just fogs me for a second. And I'm like paralyzed by the thought of it. And it'll be something that actually didn't matter and that nobody even remembers. And it just didn't even hold any type of weight. Like it was never going to be factored into my GPA like that accounting class was. I didn't choose to get upset over that accounting class, but I'm getting upset over, I don't even know, something about Joe Blow and like the parking lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's just like we do that. We pick and choose what's affecting us when really all of it is shaping us and like is so helpful.
You're also so young.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I don't know, you haven't wasted any time. You have so much to look forward to. I'm so happy to hear that you're so happy. You
And
just
I
love your
think-
friends and the things that you're doing. And I want you to remember this feeling going into your next relationship and be aware of, just make sure that who you choose to be with and fill your time with, you still feel this way about your time in your life. Because this is like the best way to feel everything that you're describing.
And I also think that it's very telling of who you are and like the standard that you hold yourself to. Like the fact that you're a little bit upset with yourself, like you knew better, like you know that you knew better type of thing. I think you've already grown from it. Like I already think that like the learning was there. You can put it behind you. Like there's nothing more to think about. You should just be proud of yourself for recognizing that this is better and that wasn't, and that you're so glad it's behind you. And that's not something you have to look forward to. You don't have to look forward to feeling El Crapo anymore with someone that's El Crapo.
It's so funny because I just got a notification from my Ultra Human app. It's like, your recovery and sleep are waiting for you. Tap to view. I haven't worn my ring in a week. So what are you even talking about?
Oh, Rugatune.
Whatever. Our next Brice advice. Okay. I met this guy on Bumble and we've been hanging out for a little over a month now. We've had the conversation about where we stand. And as much as I would like to date with intention to marry, I just don't know As much as I would like to date with intention to marry, I just know he's not going to cut it. So we agreed to keep hanging out at our places, but cut it back on actual dates. I enjoy hanging out with him and we have a good physical connection as well, so it's fun for now. He is very nice and treats me well, so sometimes I feel like we're almost working out a relationship. I guess I feel guilty to myself because I've always told myself I want to date to marry a man, and this is the total opposite. Do we think this is bad and I should stop, or just keep dabbling with him and see what happens while enjoying the moments? I'm 30 and have had zero luck with finding a connection to move forward to date and be boyfriend, girlfriend. So there's that too. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. Help. I am just going to be so honest with you.
You already said it. You know that he's not your person. I feel like you are practicing how to stay with someone that's not your person. And I feel like this is just a very unhealthy place to start.
I think it's an unhealthy place to start. And if you want to date to marry, I don't know if you have a relationship with Jesus, if it's important to you to set certain boundaries, or ideally you would like to, but maybe you've fallen into something where it's like, oh no, like we went a little too far than I would have liked, but now I'm in this cycle. But I actually kind of think this person likes me because he's kind of sweet to me. He's just happy with where you guys are at because he has no accountability or responsibility with you. You're not his girlfriend, and you've shown him that it's okay to just come over the house. He doesn't have to wine and dine you. He doesn't have to do anything extra than what he wants to do. And I don't think it's a healthy place to be. And I think that you're kind of holding on to, like you said, thanks in advance, confused, hopeless, romantic. I think that you are kind of holding on to things that are not actually there, because if you've already decided in your mind that he's just not the kind of man that you want to marry, him being sweet to you and y'all having a physical connection is not going to all of a sudden turn into he's my soulmate. Mm-hmm. You've already kind of established.
And I think a guy likes little something to work for. And I think making it easier on a man makes them even more relaxed and even more willy-nilly. Oh, we really have no pressure on this now. Like, it's not something that's top of mind for him. It's not something that like he's thinking about. I don't think that he's actively thinking about ways to pursue you every day because he feels like he doesn't have to. And
I think that you will end up in actual heartbreak, or at least disappointment at some point.
Biggest thing is guarding your heart.
Yeah.
Like everything else, everything flows from your heart. I think the most important thing you can do is guard your heart, because I think that this temporary pleasure, and I know you're 30 and you've probably been through so many different things where you're just like, oh, at least I'm enjoying myself. And sometimes that's enough. Like, don't think that we don't hear you. Like, sometimes you're just enjoying yourself.
But if you want to
it's at
date to
what
marry
cost?
and your
Yeah.
goal is to marry, and this isn't someone you see yourself marrying, I do think that you're wasting your time.
Because it does get in the way of
You meeting your future husband. If you're holding on a little bit of a piece of him, I think that it's better to just have a clean slate and go into dates and go into opportunities with other men, knowing that nothing else is holding you back. Not a little sliver. Okay, stop. The dogs are driving me nuts.
poor Miss Fiona had to be dismissed. And I don't want to say that she was the problem. I don't think that she was. It was both of them. It takes two to tango, but she did just go in her playpen for now.
Right.
Yeah.
Men are teeny. Likes to just sit still.
Kaylee. Quit.
Well, she's a young girl. She just wants to play around.
think you're really tempted to settle because waiting is so hard. It's so hard, and
You're frustrated, and you're like, okay, this will just be good enough for now.
for now,
You're more than good enough for now.
you're going to blink,
You're
and another year is going to have gone by, and you're going to be so fogged by this man's that was not made for you that you're just not even going to be able to see the person in front of you that is.
You're more than temporary for fulfillment.
Of course.
You're more than a fling.
However, your choice, bae, and you know this man's like better than we do. I don't know how old he is, but I'm curious. Do you know? Like, follow up here with this, because I just want to know if he's also 30 or maybe early 30s, late 20s, whatever, and he's still not acting like he wants to be serious. That alone is a good enough sign, regardless of how it is with like the two of you. I just think in general.
It's one thing if you don't want to be serious and you don't care to be serious. It's another thing if you do want to date
Oh yeah,
to
because
marry.
if you were just telling us right now, like, I just really don't care to have anything serious. I'm having so much fun. I'd be like, do it. You're loving it. Live, laugh, love bug. You know?
Love bug. You're so funny.
Yeah.
You have our third and final Brice advice.
Well, Miss Kaylee and I actually discussed a few Brice advice, and now she's cutting me short.
No. I was just like going to let you choose.
Okay. I'll choose.
I'm looking big back today.
You're not.
Okay. Oh my gosh, my dirty feet are out on the. Oh my gosh. Okay.
This is a little bit of a mess of a podcast, but it's amazing at the same time.
It's amazing.
This kind of is similar to what we just talked about, but that's okay. She said, I've been deeply single my entire life. She's 24. And in high school and college, it didn't really seem to affect her too bad because she was busy getting her education. But ever since I've started post-grad about 6 months ago, I got my master's, slay. I felt very lonely, and it seems like I'm the only single 24-year-old left. I've been trying the apps and trying to ask my friends to set me up, etc., but alas, I'm still single. Every time I start talking to someone, they either ghost me or string me along for weeks and never ask me out. So here's my question. How long would you be in a talking stage with someone before they should probably be asking you out on a date? How do you kind of say, hey, if this is going somewhere, maybe let me know? Also, what do I do with all these men who can't work up the nerve to tell me they aren't interested? Most of my friends in relationships just had it kind of fall in their laps, so they don't really know either. Seeking some biblical advice on how to be pursued while also not just sitting around and waiting for a means. Thank you, girls. Miriam.
I wouldn't word it as just sitting around waiting for a man's. That's not your purpose in life.
Right.
And if you feel like you're kind of being consumed by you really want a boyfriend and you really want a man's and you feel like your purpose is to be a wife and a mother and those kind of things, you know, I assume you're already praying about that. And I would also add to your prayer list patience and contentment. And Lord, show me what my purpose is in this season, because he could be using you in a different way that you don't need to have a boyfriend right now. And he's teaching you just the importance of waiting. And
yeah, and I feel like we talk about this a lot. And there's nothing wrong with desiring a relationship. I feel like we're kind of wired that way, you know, like wired for companionship. Like the woman was formed out of the rib of Adam, like those vibes.
the woman, Eve.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Yeah.
Love you. So, and I think that tension is kind of where a lot of us live. I mean, you're not the only single 24-year-old. Oh my goodness, for crying out loud. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you for like desiring or like feeling like you're left out. And there's nothing, you're not like a bump on a log, you know, like you're not a whitehead waiting to be popped.
And you're not left out.
No.
Everybody has their own journey. And
I think eventually you'll even grieve this season. Like I think one day when you are in a relationship and you are about to move into this engagement era and marriage era, like you'll grieve the season of being single. Like you won't even, or you will remember how special this time was and just be like, wow, like it's really never just going to be me again. Like I listened to this TikTok the other day about this woman said that anytime she got down, anytime she felt frustrated, upset, less than, not good enough, having a hard time, just like, you know, those bad days we have, she would pretend that her 80-year-old self came back, or she would pretend that she was sitting there as her 80-year-old self. And how would her 80-year-old self wish she lived that day? You know, or like if her 80-year-old self was sitting here in this exact spot that she was, how would she go on about her day? Well, she would probably be a little bit at ease because she knew that everything worked out eventually. And I love the phrase, it's going to be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. It's just like so comforting.
so good.
Yeah. And yeah, maybe do that. I actually did that yesterday. I think I listened to the TikTok yesterday, the day before, and I did it yesterday because I was having just like a titch of a sec. And I was like, wait, but how would I live this day if I was 80 years old wishing I could go back? Oh, I'm going to put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to enjoy what feels boring. Like, I'm going to enjoy what feels a little quiet. I'm going to
enjoy your schedule and doing what you want to do and what serves you, because this is the season of your life where you are the focus.
And I think that you'll find someone when you're on the path to loving yourself, becoming whatever you want to be. And maybe you just love who you are right now. Like you don't need to change anything. But just whenever you're really happy and you feel like you're in the groove of life, that's typically when someone comes along. Like you're not expecting it. Mm-hmm. That's the path you want to find someone on. You don't want to find them when you're down in the jumpies and like when you're
or when you're anxious to have a partner,
and when you're anxious
just
to have
eager.
a person.
And so I think with you asking, you know, how long before they should ask me on a date and how long is you're just yearning for, I want to do, and that's understandable. But also if you're having to ask those questions, they probably should have already asked you out. I don't know. To answer it simply, how long should you be or could you be in the talking stage before you get asked out on a date? I mean, I wouldn't text someone longer than a month or two without them making an actionable plan to see me in person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, depending on where you live in relation to each other.
Mm-hmm.
A month
and
or
I think
two
sometimes like being desperate for something to work out lands you settling because you're just like, oh wait, oh my God, it's working out. Okay. I think we have blinders on like when we do that. So patience, my young grasshopper.
Patience, young grasshopper. And I just urge you to enjoy this season of singleness as much as you can.
Yeah, for realio.
For realio.
Realio, babe.
We have a couple prayer requests.
Huh?
So we have a moomsie who's going through a career shift right now, and she's pursuing a master's degree in education. Her family is not a huge fan of it because she has a stable job right now. She said, but I know this is God's plan for me, and it has been a really long time coming. I'm so excited and ready for this new chapter, and just prayers that I can find a job in this season and that I go into school year with confidence and continued trust in the Lord. And we have another prayer request, and this is for a moomsie who has been in a relationship. Well, she's been married for several years, and recently her husband has told her that, I'm not even reading it, I'm just like remembering it because I read it earlier. Her husband just feels like they're two different people. He's got an apartment and he comes and goes kind of as he pleases, and she's just holding on for dear life. And, you know, she made this covenant with God and this marriage that she doesn't want to lose, and she just wants them to work it out. They've gone to therapy. He doesn't do anything the therapist says. He presented her with divorce papers, but he hasn't filed them yet. She's scared. She doesn't understand. She's sad. And we're just going to lift her up in prayer as she tries to navigate this season, more than just giving advice, because I can't even, that's your marriage. And I just really think we need to take it to the Lord. Before we do that, we did have a follow-up from our Brice Advice.
Period.
One of our moomsies who wrote in, and she was getting married in like 30 days. And she was having a freak out because she's like, I don't know if me and my fiance are on the same page spiritually. We've been together for all these years. She said, she thanked us so much for our perspective. So sweet. She said, so we did get married, and she attached some pictures. They look absolutely gorgeous.
Let me see.
Okay. I scrolled to the bottom. Sorry. Look how beautiful. I need to ask where that venue is. Like, I love that.
I love them.
Stunning. Moomsie, you know who you are. I love your dress.
Love.
You have a handsome groom. And the day before, she said, God is so intentional. This was the devotional verse I read the day before my wedding day. It says, I delight greatly in the Lord. My soul rejoices in my God, for he has clothed me with garments of salvation and arrayed me in a robe of righteousness. As a bridegroom adorns his head like a priest, and as a bride adorns herself with her jewels. So that was a God wink. But she said they got married and they had a great conversation about faith. Her husband is on the same page. He's 100% on board with going to church and taking their future family to church.
Aww.
And they're working on it. She said they cried all the way through the ceremony. It was just amazing. And she's so happy.
I'm going to take a
out.
sweat pill at your wedding so that I don't cry.
Oh, goodness.
Because I just don't feel like it.
I'm going to be crying.
I just don't feel like crying.
You might.
I don't feel like it. I get so puffy.
No, you get so puffy. Oh, well, I do
do?
too. No.
Okay.
That is the only thing about crying, because I don't want to get puffy. And I don't want my makeup to smear, but I'm going to cry.
I know you are. I wish I could tell you not to.
You will tell me not to, but I
Crying
still
makes
will.
me so anxious.
Crying makes me so tired.
That too. Like crying and then napping, and then you wake up and you're like, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you more. And we're getting a Wingstop in Athens, Georgia.
Holy
Guacamole.
moly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are getting a Wingstop. Y'all, if you're Athens local.
Don't. What are you doing?
I mean, well, Beth Anne.
I guess the parking lot's big enough. Yeah, it's fine.
they can fit all of us.
Okay, we can fit all of you. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah. Over there on Alps.
Over there. It's on Alps next to what?
In the same shop, right across the street from Chipotle. In the same one as Supreme Nutrition, right next to it.
That's where it is, by Palm Beach Tan.
Where did you think that it was?
I couldn't tell when you sent that picture yesterday.
Interesting.
We were on the phone, Beth Anne was like, I'll see that green sign anywhere.
Anywhere. That's why I said that it would be so great to have it after Crunch Fitness.
Yes, Crunch Fitness followed up with a chicken wing.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Take it to the Lord.
That's so exciting. Okay, let's take it to the Lord. God, thank you so much for this day, and thank you so much for waking us up this morning. Thank you, God, for this week. Lord, thank you for this busy season. It's really just such a blessing to have so much on our plate, God, and I thank you just for patience and strength every day to navigate through it all. Lord, I want to pray first for our moomsie who is having a career shift, and I pray that you would just continue to give her guidance and clarity as she navigates this, and give her peace as maybe her family doesn't see or understand right now, Lord, but I pray that they would support her still. I pray for our moomsie who is in this broken marriage. She's so sad about, and she's confused, and she doesn't know what to do, and it almost just feels like it's out of her hands. I pray, God, that you would work in his heart and in hers, God, that they can find some common ground. They can truly start to work back together, God. And I pray that you would just draw near to her as she draws near to you in this season. Lastly, I just thank you so much for our moomsie who just recently got married, God, and who is so worried about her husband's faith and how that would look like in their marriage, God. And I just thank you for your faithfulness. And I thank you for giving her total peace on her wedding day. Lord, I pray that you would bless their marriage. I pray that they would keep you at the center of it and continue to grow and learn with one another. I pray for a great rest of our week, and I pray for our safety. Lord, I pray for our brother in Canada. God, I pray that you would just guide his steps every day. I pray for his remembrance as he's learning the plays. God, I pray for mom and dad as they're traveling. I pray, God, for our travels coming up, that you would have a hand of protection. And we love you so much. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Ameneth.
I need to go walk Tootie. Okay. Let's go get Miss Fiona out of the crate.
Wait, have you not walked him to Dia?
I walked him. Just not long. He needs to Tootie on him. Tootie needs to Tootie.
Okay.
I love ya.
Wait, what's going on, Kaylee?
I thought we were going to do a little segue into
okay.
Let me try again. I love ya.
Let's tell them.
Always remember that we love ya.
I don't
know. What? My telepathy is really having a hiccup right now. Okay.
My brain just left the chat.
You turned it off during the prayer time.
No, I was so focused. I wanted you to also touch on Big Daddy.
Big Daddy is in our
but
prayers
we're praying for him
love
too.
our Big Daddy. Yes.
I'm so crazy.
I'm going to try one final time. I love ya.
We love ya, and Jesus saves ya.
Bye.